Hey guys, just a reminder before we start the videos to like and subscribe so we can keep providing these great videos for you.
Okay.
Now we're talking English.
We already, as I promised.
You promised in English, right?
Yeah, I promised in English, and I promised here in
Have you been
LA.
studying?
Yeah.
So, because I went to Spain, you have to deal with my shitty Spanish. So now I have to deal with your shitty English.
Yeah.
I couldn't care less.
Anyway, we can change to Brazilian or Portuguese.
Português, yeah.
Podes falar em português and podes brincar.
Podes brincar assim? There's even an accent in Portuguese. That's fantastic. Look, your English is very good, way better than mine, actually.
Yeah.
Don't agree with that. Oh, well. Alberto, I think I can see a very bright future for Avant Slot. I think we're doing great things.
Yeah. Are you happy with the last steps and the future steps?
The future steps that I'm seeing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're not going to tell, but we're developing a very nice product next.
Yep.
And I think we're on to something. Like we did some testings in the 3D chassis that you made.
Yep.
New design, new pod plastic. And I'm saying too much, but we got a car that is very fast. It's under a 6-second car. And it's using a 17K motor, not even a 21.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very happy.
Yeah.
Like we had a meeting today with Scott.
Mm-hmm.
We spoke about the new car coming. I don't want to be teasing people, but it's coming a very fast car from you.
And I think it can be the first of the
A new generation.
A new generation, yeah. And especially a new generation. The quality of the body is very good. You already know, and you already see in some other models. With the appropriate setup, the performance is so good. So. Yeah. If we mix the two parts together, I think we have a winner.
Yeah, have a winner. It's fantastic fast. You brought them on Monday. I gave to Todd Ullery, which is one of our drivers. I need to give him credit and say, look, take whatever parts you want to make this thing true, whatever you want to true. Take your time, put weights here and there, make it things fast. And he was doing like 6.2, 6.3s, which is very fast. Yeah. And I took the controller and I kind of explored the car a little bit to change some heights and stuff. I finished the day with a 6.0. It's almost a 5.9, which is really fast for us. Yeah.
And this is a true 132 scale car. Yeah. This is not wider than must be, or this is not lower than must be, because it's quite accurate to the scale. Yeah. So I think that if we push the boundaries or the limits in some dimensions, and we can achieve the record of your truck in the next future.
Okay, we're aiming for the record. Yeah. So before we started, I know that we spoke about Avant Slot in Spanish when I was in Madrid back in December. But as you know, most of our audience is English speaker people, and most of them, they don't like to read the subtitles.
Yeah, very sorry for this.
Very sorry. I know that because we've been publishing a lot of interviews that I did in Spanish, and the numbers are really low comparing to the ones in English. Yeah. But since you're here and talking English, can you talk to me a little bit about Avant Slot, where you guys came from? I know that you were one of the designers of Spirit. Yeah. And you're bringing back some of the modes from Spirit too. But tell me a little bit about your background and how did you start and where Avant Slot is and where Avant Slot is today.
Yeah, from where I take it. I was born in August.
In
1979. So hot.
That you could lie. You could say 80 something. People, People, yeah. And then they're just gonna draft all this information without.
But this is part of the good information, because I am a children of the 79 from the 1970 from the 1979 generation. I think many people is from our generation.
I'm not 40s. I'm much younger. I'm from 81. Excuse me.
And I don't have a pain in my back, right?
You know that you know that I risked my job today, right? Oh, really? Yeah, I risked my job badly. Scott was complaining about his back pain, and I said, "Oh, that must be sciatic, sciatica in English, right?" Oh, no. And I say, yeah, what is this? I say, oh, yeah, that's this nerve. And say, well, do you have this? I say, no, I'm 40. Shoots! I almost lost my job. Yeah, it was close. It was very close.
It was nice.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yes,
Still here.
There's
no messages, nothing. Still here.
Okay.
So 79.
So the point is that the slot cars was part of my childhood. So and was my hobby from the beginning. And of course, with the years, I study some other stuff to make web page, digital artworks. And when I was 22 years old, I was hired in Mass Slot magazine. And I was working there.
I didn't know that. You didn't tell me that on the Spanish.
No.
On the Spanish
this
version.
Only for the English version.
For the English version. Oh,
I was working in the Mass Slot magazine for the first 2 years.
Okay. What's his name again? I forgot. There's a nickname for the guy.
Paco.
He just retired, right?
Just the last month was the last issue of the magazine.
I thought the daughter was taking over, but she's not.
I don't know. Yeah. It's for me, it's a little sad that see after 20, almost 20 years.
I'm sorry for interrupting you. I'm sorry for interrupting Mr. Alberto. He's going to continue when he was working at the Avant Slot magazine with Paco. Go ahead. They hate it. All the comments, oh, you stupid man, keep interrupting the guy who's telling this story. So I'm gonna be in the back, all right?
Okay, see you. So my first 2 years were as a professional in the slot world, was working there. I was learning a lot from a lot of different companies, and one of these companies was Spirit. I had many meetings with them, trying to helping them to understand the market in this moment, because at this point, I think the market was split in two different worlds. In one side, the flight cars style, very nice cars, so accurate, but with no high performance on track. And in the other side, for example, you can start to prepare your cars with slotted parts.
Yes.
And this is the performance ways.
Yes.
And it's like two different worlds.
So do you understand the same way that I understand when I interview Mauricio and Andrea, that people are racing Ninkos, and Ninkos are kind of fast, and then when they come to the market with slotted and NSR, and they start to be gladiators back in Italy, and they develop a lot of professional, the modern professional slot car actually comes from Mauricio and Andrea Noviello.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's the story.
That's the story. But it's like two different worlds. You need to choose if you want to make accurate cars for collectors, or you want to make racing cars. And with so many brands, like with the Spirit, I try to explain, try to find the balance between these two worlds.
Okay.
A nice car with a nice mechanical components, with a good engine, with a good gears,
aluminum
wheels.
Yeah.
So after 2 or 2.5 years, I get a call from Spirit. They want me in the team, and so I joined the Spirit team for 2-3 years, and developed 2 or 3 cars like the Dallara. This was a super fast car in that moment.
They had a Porsche too, right?
And they already had the one Ferrari Lola, and Reynard.
The Lola is awful.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
But it's like horrible, like the real one.
Oh, okay.
All
right. Okay.
More or less, it's the same horrible, the same horrible thing.
One day we still have it here. Somebody bought it, and I just yell, "Oh!" And the worst slot car of the day, so today goes for.
Yeah, it's so heavy you can step over, and this is not a problem. You cannot break the car.
Okay. So that's true.
So anyway, it not belongs to me. Okay,
and you can use as a brick in a construction job.
Yes.
If you want.
Okay. No problem. So for me, I've arrived with the Reynard. Even the Reynard have 2 chassis. The first one was rubbish. Just used to move the car around the track. The second one was faster. Yeah, and the next one was the Dallara with a proper chassis.
And those were the cars that were already there in the company, and then you came in to develop more.
Yeah, I developed the next 2-3 cars more. But at the end, the company owner have some interest, quite difficult to achieve, because if you are in the hobby market, it's quite difficult to hit the regular market, because if you make.
But do you mean to sell
to big surface like
Walmart,
Toys R Us, and so
that was the goal for him?
Yep.
But that's not the goal for you, right?
No, not at all. Right. Even I get calls from big companies like Toys R Us, because I have some products that no one's have, like the trucks.
Okay.
And I always reject to sell to them, because the product is not for kids.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get a lot of complaints 1 month or 2 months later.
Yeah, what I heard from those big companies is that if you sell in volume, they're gonna have a lot of returns.
Yeah.
And the bill you never can close the bill.
No, never.
Yeah. But I think that's the goal for bigger companies that we have today in your hub marketing, like Hornby with Scalextrics and Carrera.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that are trying to sell. I think Hornby sells more the first is Carrera, but the Hornby sells more the 143 or 164 class that they have than 132nd. So they're selling more of the small sets than. So that's not your goal, as with Avant Slot.
Not at all. Or not for me. I think it's okay if you are selling full sets, but for specialists like us, it's not a goal. I prefer to be the next step in the hobby, not the first step. The first step is
sure. Yeah. That's a way that we try to see our customers here, because we have to sell to everyone. So we really have people coming for the first time, and we hope them to come back. And if they come back for the second and third time, then they get involved into the racers and they're involved into tuning. But most of the first timers, they don't come back. I still think it's a when you take it as a toy, it's a 2 analog toy. It's hard to put together. If you put it away, it gets lazy to put it back together again. So it's a problem that we need to try to surpass.
This is why it's great you have a track here.
Yeah, so they can see working without having to put together a piece of plastics.
For example,
piece of plastic.
Maybe I'm not full with this. I'm not full right, but in Germany, I know that Carrera have many clubs with the tracks.
Yeah.
And they have the information quickly from the beginners to the clubs. And they sell people
straight to the toy stores, to the clubs.
Yeah. If you like the toy, if you like the track,
and
you are enjoying, if you want to enjoy more and don't want to spend time assembling the track, or you don't have the space, go to the
for me, it was very hard to hit the clubs in Germany. I'm like a 20-year-old clubber. Yeah. So I hit the clubs in Germany, or the slotcar clubs.
Yeah.
When I went to a couple of toy stores in Berlin, I tried to go to a couple of clubs with tracks, or even toy stores with tracks, and I couldn't find anyone.
No.
I found one club in Nuremberg from Roland, who has a very good YouTube channel, by the way. It's all in German, but it's YouTube. You know what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, yes, of course.
Yeah, Roland is pretty good. And I went there. He has like a very nice club. Like, it's in the back of a warehouse. They have some sort of a company in front, like industrial company. And he has this club with 3 tracks. There's like a kitchen and people cook for you. He told me, what do you want to eat?
Yeah, for me, Nuremberg club is one of the best.
That's a pretty cool club, right? And I think Roland is starting a store. So he rented the next door place, which was like a train club. And he runs a store from there. But that was the only club that I could go. I know there's another one in Stuttgart that the guy kept me inviting me, and I never could go. But I didn't see that of people selling tracks and point you to the direction of clubs. But this is a problem that we need to embrace yourselves as a group, people who are selling, people who are making slot cars, to see what we're gonna do. Did you see today at the store how many kids we had?
Yeah, you know.
I was playing around kids over there.
Playing
They found out about mini cones, and they're doing drag races on the straightaway.
Yeah.
So they're inventing themselves. Good, right?
At least they are here.
Yeah, we're going to start a kids summer league on summer. That's could be one good first step. But yeah, we need to bring more young people. But again, here I am interrupting you. So young Alberto, 20 years old, working at Spirit, not the airlines, the Spirit slot cars. Yeah, and then you guys start to have problems with trying to sell to big companies, right?
Yeah.
So which cars in Spirit did you design? I know that you participate on the Golf, right?
The Dallara and the Reina are fully my design. Later, I participate in the Peugeot 205, the Grow Beep, and also the Renault 5. In the turbo version, Maxi Turbo, Tour de Course, and so on.
Which is the same thing that Fly is doing.
Yep, that's the same one.
But not the same mode, right?
Not the same mode.
Okay.
Not the same mode. And after that, I started in the design of the Peugeot 407 Silhouette. And
which one?
Peugeot.
Okay.
Peugeot 407.
They don't
Silhouette.
have it here in America, so we can call it whatever we want.
Yep.
It's supposed to be Peugeot. Oh, yeah, okay. It's a shitty car anyway. Did you ever have a Peugeot? I had a Peugeot.
Yeah, I have
a Peugeot and a Renault. Worst cars that I ever had.
I have a Peugeot 307 Cabrio.
307 Cabrio, yeah.
Pininfarina design, you know? Yes. This is a very nice car.
Yeah. Oh, you still have that, right?
Yeah, I have one.
I have a Peugeot.
I have
a Peugeot owner. Oh,
God. I think I saw you.
I
bought the
I saw the Toyota. The Toyota is pretty cool.
Yeah, the Toyota.
The Toyota is pretty good. Did you see his Toyota? It's a Celica white one. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
But the Peugeot I bought 3 years ago and restored it with my bare hands.
Doing yourself, okay?
By myself.
You like convertible cars. Well, I'm not going to talk about the Mustang that you just rented, because every Spanish guy who comes to visit me have a Mustang.
Yeah.
You rented a Mustang. Elliot from Hobby Classic rented a Mustang. Oscar from OPG, the track down in Alicante, came here with the rented convertible Mustang.
For any reason, I think they tried the
track the Spanish people. The cookies are bringing.
No fair, only this car for the Spanish people.
It might be the same Mustang, actually, because every one was white one. It's the same one. Everything's in Spanish already in the Mustang. Okay, let's come back. Because people are already commenting, oh, this son of a bitch is interrupting this guy. He cannot even talk. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're talking about Spirit, and you're there designing the cars, and they went out of business. What you did after Spirit?
And after the Spirit, I start to create Avant Slot.
Okay.
Because I have a clear idea about what I'm going to do.
So that's 20 years ago, almost 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, it was in... Yeah, almost 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
I get it all.
Okay.
Thanks to remember.
Getting old, yeah.
Now
I thought you were gonna say like
my back.
yeah. Don't mention. Almost lost my job. But I thought you were gonna say, 10 years ago, and I say I was with the joke right now. This math is not right.
No, it was in 2006.
Okay.
When I
but
started.
You kind of have a store too. That you told me on the Spanish version.
Yeah.
You have at a store after the Spirit, right?
And no, it's the same after
Avant Slot start with as a track.
Yeah, after Speed, I decided with Avant Slot, I want a store to show to the people how to tune up the cars, how to prepare, how to paint, how to transform, how to enjoy the hobby, and in all the versions. So I decided to open also a shop with a big truck and unfortunately now it's closed because I don't have time for run.
How long ago have you closed it?
Yeah. But
how long ago have you closed
it? 4 years ago.
4 years ago. That's recent. I thought it was like very.
Yeah. No, it was. Only
so what kind of track do you have there? Like a Ninko track?
Ninko track.
4 lane or 6 lanes?
8
lanes. Ninko track.
65 meters long.
Okay.
more than 12, 13 seconds per lap.
Okay, long lap.
Yep.
Your Spanish run very long heats.
Mm-hmm.
I was racing at the Chamartin Club.
Yep.
With Ignacio.
Yeah.
And
Mini
I started
bolidos.
Mini bolidos. And I started to race, and then the race never ended. And I said, how much minutes are you racing here? And the guy on the side, oh, it's 8 minutes. I said, what? So it's 8 minutes each heat. Why are you guys doing this with yourselves? That's why slot cars are not popular anymore. Nobody can take 8 minutes. We race 3 minutes here and tired.
3 minutes and go.
3 minutes and the next one,
again,
yeah.
And next one.
So in your track was 8 minutes too?
But it depends. Sometimes 1 hour.
But like a normal race, it's 8 or 3?
The normal race was, I think, between 5 to 10 minutes per lane.
We call this an enduro here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So what about the 24 hours race?
Oh, well, that's an enduro. Yeah. But like a sprint race?
This is an enduro.
No.
No.
Several enduros. Enduros. No. Here is, no, come on. The sprint race here, it's 3 minutes per lane with 2 minutes interval. Mm-hmm. And here you can pick up the car and clean up the tires and then do whatever you want to the car, put it back on the, change the lane and put it back on the next one and go to the controller. Mm-hmm. Over there it was 8 minutes. You cannot touch the car. Mm-hmm. Somebody will change the lane. And that's it.
But I think in this kind of race, maybe if you get out for 1 or 2 times, you lose the race. You don't have time to get back to the head.
It's very close results. Yeah. Like, and if you have one guy that is a little bit better than everyone, they're gonna lap you 5 times, and that's it.
Yeah, this also a race.
Another thing that I thought was very funny on Mini Bolidos Chamartin was there was this huge track, like the straight lane goes to one corner to the other one. Yeah, you literally have to. It's like a tennis match. You just go and see your car going, and when you get there, you have like 3 marshals. Mm-hmm. And they literally walk to the car. Nobody's in a rush to put your car back. It's just like, and pick up your car. Chew, okay. And then you put in the wrong one and just crash it again. Oh. And then they walk again to your car. It's like nobody's in a rush. Yeah. Here people come with the guns. Just blue.
Yeah. I think in the other tracks in Madrid or in Spain, the people rush.
The people rush? It's not a Spanish thing to walk to the car?
Yes.
Okay, so Ignacio, that's on you.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Please come back because I just interrupted by sports, by a hobby, and they just can.
But you are doing so well interrupting.
No,
I think I'm going to give you a gold medal.
Gold medal, yeah. People already gave up on watching this. They put the last comment, "This son of a bitch is impossible," and just left the video. Yeah. Right? Probably at this point is that.
Maybe you can cut the video. Yeah. Put together.
Take me out.
Oh yeah,
that's an idea too. So you're there you started Avant Slot as a store,
as brand name. With the cars. The first one was the Audi.
Hold on. I'm interrupting you. So you open up Avant Slot as a store.
Not as a store.
As a brand of cars.
Brand of cars. And between the first cars and the first open store was, I think, 2, 3, 4 years.
Oh, okay. So you started as a brand. Yeah. So you took your experience from Spirit and say, look, I have a room here to put some cars out. And you started doing it. And it was you by yourself doing this?
With other 3 guys.
Okay, investing modes, doing stuff in China and everything.
Yeah, all by yourselves. And was so hard because...
And the first one was the LMP Peugeot, right?
The Audi R10 from Le Mans.
The blue one?
The black one.
The black one. Oh.
The test car.
The test car.
The test car. But it was so hard because the cost of the molds is so high.
Yeah. That's why I'm curious about it.
Yeah. And when I was to the bank for ask for the money, and you get your dress, your tie,
the best suit,
your best set, and say, okay, I want to do a slot car.
What is a slot car?
A slot car. Yeah. And I need to make an investment in tools, and I need the first one was 100,000 euros.
Jesus. that's balls to go there and say, let's sell slot cars.
Yeah, that's one the first time that I went to the bank and I get the money, but against my house, against and everything I have.
Shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's quite hard.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you want to play in the big league, you need to make a big bet.
Yeah, at this point, 2003, that you told me, that was kind of the market was getting very hot.
Mm-hmm.
I think the golden years for this modern era of sales was like 2009, 10, and 11.
In the 2000, from 2000 to 2008,
Was
this
good.
8 years was huge.
Were you on the green with the new car?
On the green.
On the green, like you made money out of it?
I think the first 2 years for me, 2006, 7, and the first of the 8 was so good.
Okay.
But after the 2008, I don't know if you remember that the world
big crisis,
crashed.
Yeah.
And was so hard from this point because at this point all of the money was investment in molds, and the bank cuts the money to us directly from one day to another.
So you could not move on the next car or stuff.
So all the production was stopped, all the new investments was stopped, and everything from one day to another.
Even sales, and the customer sales, right?
Yeah. It was a very difficult situation, and happens again in 2012.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know here, but at least in Europe was like a second hit of the big crisis, and happened again. At this point, I also need the bank support because I don't have the money enough for make a new car and another one and wait for the return for this money. And when the banks decides to cut you, your world is over. So it was so hard. Now at this point, because so many people told me that if Avant Slot was disappeared 4 or 5 years ago, the point is that I decide not to work more with the banks and work only by myself with my
small investments,
with my own investments.
Yeah.
And this is why I now make a new car, a new collections. I can increase the production, make new line products like the bands and so others you already know, and we will see soon. But all of them is made by myself because I don't want to depend of bank against.
Right now, Avant Slot it's the way I see it. Of course, we talking about we started this conversation talking about the future. I think the future is very bright, as we've been testing today. And if you go try to move to this more racing and try to compete with the other big guys like NSR, like Slotted, or even Scale Auto, that's coming strong too. But right now, I see Avant Slot more on the collector side and people who race rally. That's very interesting to that, which is something that we don't have here in America. I wish we had because it's fun as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I raced a couple of times in Spain, and I saw Bernard racing. Did you have you ever seen him racing?
Yep.
Jesus Christ. Jesus, the man is just like me. It was me and Elliot Elliot from Hobby Classic trying to battling each other with the time, and Bernard, oh, what are you doing here? Just we crashed everybody in 3 laps.
Yep.
He's good, right?
Yep. Yeah. This is very.
Anyway,
it's not like me. I am so bad at
you're bad at racing? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, at least it's honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep lying. I keep saying that I'm good, but I'm not. So rally is not very strong here, and but I see you doing a lot of rally stuff.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about the future? Are you thinking about keeping going on rally because you have these customers that already buy almost everything that you have? Are you planning to come a little bit more American?
I want to be more American and more modern. A new GT3 is on the way. The design is almost finished. I want to show the car maybe in the next month or and I think that need to open to new paths. not to be stick to the rally cars only. Of course, rally is so huge in Spain. We talk about it. In Spain is the cheapest way to race a car.
Yeah, so it's a road car that you can race in your street.
Yeah, basically you thief the car from your grandma.
Yeah, take the seats off.
Put a cage inside, and go racing.
Yeah.
And this is why it's so popular in Spain.
Plus, Pedro de la Rosa sucked, and Alonso just came in 2002 or something. So it took a long time for you guys to have a real driver in Formula One. So
yeah. But this is a funny situation because nobody knows nothing about Formula One before these guys.
Yeah. And that's something that the British was just building. Yeah. The Italian was just building Ferrari.
Yeah. It's like when you talk about the 24 hours of Le Mans in Spain now. Some people is getting interested and but we don't have a team. Only had one in
Le Mans.
In Le Mans, we have 2 drivers. Miguel Molina. By the way, he's a slot fan.
Miguel Molina.
And also Antonio, the driver of the Corvette.
Okay, Antonio what?
And
the yellow Corvette?
The yellow Corvette.
I used to have one here.
Antonio Garcia.
And Alonso, who won in 2008.
And 18. Alonso,
Fernandito.
Yeah, Fernandito.
I know that you were a big fan of Le Mans. You're going to this year race? You told me that you're going, right?
Yeah,
that's the 100th.
This
100th
year,
anniversary of Le Mans.
I'm back to Le Mans because I was there 3 or 4 times in my life. I think it's something that all the petrol heads...
I've never been.
You're late if you want to be there this year.
It's done.
Yeah, but for me, it's the most amazing race.
It's in June, right?
In June, second weekend of the June. And the price is so low. It's like 69 euros the normal entrance. You buy the tribune if you want, or if not, you can just walk around the circuit. And you have a lot of fun in 1 week for just 69 or 80 euros.
Does it really take 24 hours, or they wrap it up in 2?
No, it's more that
it's just for the camera, right? They wrap it up in 2. Everybody like, look, guys, we're doing this for 24. Just do 2. And that's it. We come back at night, and that's it. Have some footage and right. Nobody wants to waste.
This happened with the classic version. You know, the 24 hours. So they have the classic versions.
Okay.
I think it's 1 month later, and they race. Just 3 hours in
there you go. See, they hear
3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the evening, and 3 hours in the night.
Nobody want to waste the time.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
But for each different category.
Okay.
So 24 hours.
Oh, 24 hours, but different cars. Yeah, those cars will not last 24 hours.
Yeah.
Here in America, we have a very interesting race, which is the 24-hour of lemons.
Mm-hmm.
Lemon here means like you really have a bad car.
Yeah.
When you buy a lemon for a factory, it means the car is problematic and you have to return it. There is even a law that if you come back like 3 or 4 times to replace things in your brand new car, they label it a lemon and give you a new one.
Yeah.
So it's a bad car as a lemon. So they have here the 24-hour lemon. Do you know about that? Yeah. So it's a car that must be at the max price that you need to pay for the car is $500. So it's a bunch of shitty cars that runs 24 hours. Yeah, that's it. You can change tires like 2 or 3 times. And if the people, you don't know about that, if the people realize that you pay more than 500, they choose every race. They choose one car. They know that was more than 500, and they crash the car in front of everybody.
Whoa!
They really crash the car, so you cannot race.
So they take the rules to the limit.
The rules to the limit.
If you broke the,
it used to be 500.
If you broke the rules, they broke your car.
They break your car. Yeah. That's the rule that they have.
I think in your next slot race, you must. Do the same. If you broke the rules, we broke your car.
Broke your car. Just crash your car in front of everybody. Big mullet, like a cartoon. You know that we crashed one of these slotted cars in a brick one day here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have somebody was asking if somebody called here and say which one is the most durable car or whatever, more strong car that we have for sale, and then we say something, and the guy, no, this one I don't have it, blah, blah, blah. He say something shitty, right? So we pick it up a slotted car. He put it in the front of the straightaway, and he put like one of those original Indianapolis bricks that we have here. By the end, we just record in slow motion. And the car survived.
Whoa.
So, yeah, it survived. So it's very strong.
And the brick?
The brick kind of moved a little bit, but it's still there.
Good.
But yeah, the 24-hour of slot car lemons. Lemons. Will be fun.
Yep.
So far, what you achieved, that 24 hours of lemons is not real. That they only race 3 hours a day and night and foolishing yourselves. And Avant Slot. Avant Slot's now moving to more towards modern stuff and racing, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about the position on next year? Do you think on next year or when those cars come along? Do you think that Avant Slot's going to be still doing stuff for collectors or rally drivers, but more modern racing stuff, or we're going to shift everything to modern racing stuff?
I want to keep all the lines open.
Okay. So we're still gonna see Golfs and funny trucks, 6x6 stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah, because at the end, I think there is a market for everybody. And for me, the Golf is not a racing car. It's short, it's tall, it's just the opposite that we are looking for a truck.
Yeah.
But it's so many people love that.
But you know that your company is the only company doing this, because the other ones we can see clearly where they're positioning themselves. Like Fly, we know they're not the best cars for race, but they're beautiful. Yeah. And people collect them a lot. NSR, Slot, Avant Slot, even Black Arrow, which is a little smaller, Scale Auto, they're doing stuff for racing. Yep. We know that the modes are a little wider, a little bit shorter than it's supposed to be, but they're doing for racing. And then we have the other classes that we call one-piece chassis, like Scalextrics and Carrera, who's supposed to be a little bit more toyish. Yeah. But if you want to race, you can change your parts here and there, and you can actually race.
Yeah, that works.
But yours is literally the only one doing quads and 6x6 trucks and then returning Golfs and stuff like that.
Yeah, so you know, when I did the first band with the trailer and the car over, I received a video like 2 days after putting the market. And one guy put the band with the trailer, with the car in the truck and race along the track. And I say, this guy is crazy.
With the trailer?
Yeah, with the trailer, with everything. And discovered that some people really use all the product that they bought. Yeah, and it's good also.
Yeah, you can race the Golf. You can make a race with the Golf. The Golf is fun.
Even the BMW.
The BMW too. It's the same class, same type of wheel, right?
Yeah. No. And I think it's another way to get a fan. If everybody runs the same car, it's the same for all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and as you say, it's another way to get a slot car fan, because you're going to find whatever you want when you feel it. Like I raced last week the NSR Formula 1s at a club here. Yep. And I feel very connected with that as a slot car racer, because I was racing a Senna car. And for me, it's pretty cool to see the car coming and making overtakes and stuff like that.
But Senna, like driver,
meh. Carlos is having a hard time.
I'm getting back your
Fernando Alonso
as driver.
Well, now I'm offended because you compare Alonso to Senna, but that's okay. Actually, thank you very much. All right? Have a good safe trip too. Have a safe trip to Spain. Goodbye. Oh my God.
I'm so sorry because
Fernando Alonso, great driver.
I think that many people can hate me right now.
Everybody canceled the purchase. Returning let's return the Avant Slot. What do you think about California? When we're moving the Avant Slot operation to California? Let's go.
I think I'm going to be here. It's first Friday of the month.
This is the first Friday of the month.
Or something like that, because it works for you and works for me.
So you came here, we went out there, introduced yourself, people start to buy your trucks and ask for autographs on it. So you can come every week. It's fun for me.
Yeah. Okay, good.
But what about California? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah,
How was the day today?
I love the weather.
It's rainy as hell today.
I love the traffic.
Yesterday had snow in Los Angeles.
Yes.
You brought the snow to LA.
Yes,
It's very rare.
Yes, yesterday night I was suffering driving under the snow.
But how was your day today?
Yeah, today was a very nice day.
Where did you went today?
I went today to the two amazing museums. The best one was the Los Angeles Slot Car Museum.
Oh, that's a hell of a trip, huh?
Yeah. That's really amazing. The job that you make and your boss there. Yeah. Because this is the way to keep a very important part of the history.
Yeah. It's registered there.
Yep.
And even before working for Scott, I need the museum to do some research, especially when I was doing historical cars. Mm-hmm. And I did one car for John Sucres. And I remember, look, I need to use the museum as a museum. Can you send me some pictures of old John Sucres cars? Because we're doing a car as a gift to him. And he sent me a lot of pictures, and he was very polite and sent me a lot of stuff about John Sucres. Mm-hmm. And we actually made a car based on one of the photographs of old cars from the 60s. So it really is a way to be there and register this history about it. Scott and Philippe, they put a book together. It's a book that took almost 10 years to be released, and it's literally a Bible of slot cars, especially about the American history in 60s and 70s. It's for sale here at the store. It's called the Slot Car Dreams. It's a pretty good book, and it's all based on the museum's collection and things registered there. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, the place.
I really enjoyed the visit. It's like if you are in the day you get your first car, it's like you can see all the perfect box and everything.
Yeah, the materials of point of sale, like the displays and stuff like that. It's pretty cool to have that thing like registered.
And I think all of us have these memories keep that in our head.
Yeah, we're starting to do after the pandemic. The museum has been not that available, but we're going to start to organize at least monthly tours to that place. Because we really think that we need to share a little bit more. The problem is it's inside of Scott's residence. Yep. So it's not that easy to get in, and not because of Scott, because it's just clear availability. It's just, but we're going to start to do at least once a month, and then people can email us or call us, and then we're going to have a list, and every time that we have a date, we're going to put out, and then going to show the museum, because it's really a special place. And if you like this much slot cars, if you go there, you could just go nuts.
And you can understand part of the culture, because you can see the cars, you can see the parts,
the boxes,
the hand controllers,
the models that we used to make slot cars. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yep. How was the Peterson Museum? That's another cool place.
It's not as good.
It's not as good. Come on, Peterson Museum.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And then from the beginning, just the building is
just the building.
Yes, it's a piece of art.
Yeah.
And everything you can find inside is thrilling.
Yeah, Bruce Meyer did a really good job, and his team really good job putting that place together. We're very proud to be here and to be so close. I go there every 3 months because they always have something new. Yeah. And I try to go every 3 months to just like, even by myself, just like, okay, let's look at some cars. This guy here, the first time that he was here visiting, there was a special Formula One exposition there, and then I took him here without him saying, like, close your eyes, come on with me. And I have a video. What am I doing? What is that? He just went nuts. He went nuts. It's right here, literally like 10 blocks from my house.
It's really impressive.
Yeah, if you come
and the way they show the cars and the way because I was also in the Shelby Museum 2 days ago.
Okay. Which museum?
The Shelby.
Shelby. Okay. Yeah, you send me a picture.
Yeah, but you see, they put the strings in the front of the cars.
Cannot even take a picture.
Yeah, this is not the way to show the cars. And I think maybe this was okay 30 years ago.
Yeah.
But right now, in Peterson, they put the cars over
in a little base.
Yes.
Yeah, like if you go to the German museums, like you don't have that string anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't need.
Porsche even have like a metal piece that you can look with the millimeters. I don't know if you want to measure something.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, kind of too
Because
technical.
they are German. And they decide how millimeters one car is far from another.
From the other one.
In millimeters.
In millimeters.
No
yeah.
centimeters.
No
In
millimeters. Yeah, 100 something. Yeah, but yeah, I agree with you. He sent me a picture. He sent me a picture of the Ken Miles GT40, the blue #1.
Yeah.
He sent a couple of pictures, and then he sent me. Now I'm going to shop. I said, just get the blue one. Get the blue one. If you're really going to shop, get the blue one and the #1 on it. That's the one that you should get.
Yeah, for any reason, my car was declined.
Your car was declined.
So I get a dessert.
That's
and
another
a magnet.
That's another thing about the actually, I've been to a lot of those cars museums. Like I mean, a lot, over 30, even to weird ones like the Lane Museum in I forgot it, but search for Lane Museum, but it's in Memphis, I think, Tennessee. But all of those museums, even the most expensive ones like the Mercedes Museum, they have so shitty gift shops.
Yep.
Like so shitty, like shitty T-shirts, shitty magnets. There's nothing. Okay, that's a piece of it. That's a piece of it that I can take home. It's just like miniatures they don't produce, which you can find on Walmart. There's only one place that I saw one slot car that was the Audi Museum. Actually, it was like a SCX car, and there's nothing. It's just like all the same thing, like postcards. Everything is kind of so plastic, and when you go to these places, you just really want to take a little piece of it.
I must say that in the Shelby Museum, they have a very huge shop and very good shop.
Really? I saw the picture. That's what I'm talking about. I saw those wall clocks with Shelby on it. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
No, but all the stuff they made is made for the museum.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not the stuff that they bring from other things that maybe this can fix or not.
I don't know. They should do a better job on those gift shops. Like, it's very shitty. It's very shitty. It is. I don't know.
So anyway, after complaining about the
museum, that I have no business with it. But I'm here.
By the way,
that's my. But I'm truly, I've been like, we can do an episode of just telling you the museums that I've been to. I've been to a lot of those cars. Poor Karina. Karina was with me in 80% of the time.
Yeah, and still is with you.
Yeah, still. You see? That's love. Yeah. Anyway, I could do a joke here, but I'm not.
So, what's next after you introduce me with this 3 hours talk about
3 hours to museums? Yeah, we can just talk about museums. Yeah. The Lane Museum is pretty cool, actually. The Lane Museum, they have just unusual cars. Unusual cars like Fiats and stuff like with wings on it. And they have one thing there called the Lark.
The Lark?
The Lark, which is a military vehicle that is amphibious. Yep. Which is the tire is taller than me. Whoa. They have 4 motors on it, and the truck is the size of a building. To move there, they came from the Mississippi River during the night, and they have to close a bunch of streets, and the guy came driving. Yeah. You literally come driving a building because the other side is all the way there. They have to close all the streets, and it's there. Just search for Lane Museum Lark. Whoa. It's massive, and those guys over there, they have those creepy things. The building is pretty cool. It's an old building. It used to be an old factory. It smells like a proper car museum.
Yep,
it's pretty cool.
The best car museums is when you take a look in the floor and you find oil.
Yeah, so that's a real one. Yeah, that's
a real one.
Lane museums.
This make the difference. If you go to the Le Mans, they have a museum that I really love, but you can see the cars after the race.
That's good. That's good
and
too.
And this is so nice.
Yeah, Audi has Audi.
Yeah, that's so cool.
The Audi Museum has some cars.
I don't like to see like the GT40. You see, it's brand new.
Yeah, but the GT40 they refurbish it. It's remade. It's restored.
Yeah, but when you see the real car, you feel the pain to get this machine to the end of the race.
Yeah, that's good. Bruce Meyer here, which is a collector here in Beverly Hills, he has one of the Corvettes that is end of the race. Still have the bugs on the windshield and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But there's 2 other museums that I went that are talking about the gift shops. The Piquet factory, the Ford Piquet factory in Michigan, that's pretty good. Like the guy opened it for us during COVID, it was closed, and we have like a private tour of that. That's pretty good. Like that building, that's the building where a massive industrial production, line production was born. And that's a hell of a building. That building you can feel the history behind it. It's pretty good. And after that, we went to Dearborn, Michigan, to see the Ford Museum on the Ford factory, or the old Ford factory. And that's another amazing museum. And the gift shop was better.
Yeah,
I got a T-shirt. It was pretty good. It's not like a Chinese T-shirt that people just somebody made a design and sent it.
Right.
That was a very good one. And that museum, they have the Jim Clark's Lotus from Indy 500, the one that have the suspension.
Yep.
One of the suspension arms is bigger than the other one.
Yeah. The
Like
car is full asymmetric.
Yeah.
Right?
But the Shelby Museum, I need to go just to see Ken Miles' car. That's a must. That's one of my bucket list cars.
Good.
Alberto, muchas gracias. And
Gracias,
thank you ¿Quieres hablar un poco más de algo o no?
I don't know. You get interrupt me.
Yeah, Jesus. Sorry.
No,
I keep interrupting. He's dizzy now. He doesn't even know. He's doing slot cars. Is that what he's doing?
No, I'm so happy. Because I told you many times, but I really appreciate you. I think you are a very good guy in a very good position to increase the interest in the slot cars here, not only in California, maybe in all USA.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we're trying hard. Has been hard to deal with some guys that still thinking in the past, put it this way. We've been trying to promote the races here, and I think the way that we promote the races here, we can promote everywhere. We got several calls when we put our rule book out of clubs that are adopting our rules because they're very inviting.
Yeah.
So it's easy to set up a car. It's simple. You have many classes, so a local club can choose 2 or 3 classes they like most and can use the same rules. Another thing that we're doing here is trying to provide as much parts as we wanted, as you guys needed. Like that I'm probably the only one that will carry your parts here in the United States. We've been carrying the whole collection for SRC. Of course, we're the distributors for Slotted. We have the whole collection of parts of NSR. We are the only ones selling parts for Black Arrow too, which is I think it's magnificent. Slotting Plus, we are one of the biggest customers of Slotting Plus. So we're trying to provide parts, and I think, of course, after you get the car, if I get someone to try to tune a car and see how the car goes and make the car better, that's a hobbyist that we want to reach. And we are here to provide it. We're here to show this kind of stuff. And I really do believe that the work that we're doing here, and it's not only me. People think it's only me, but I have a big group of people behind me. Look, there's Carlos here, there's Kristen, there's Matthew now, there's Mark, there's Danny Sanson, who's unbelievable. And we're all working together to make those races work and show slot cars and bring slot cars back.
Yeah.
This was a big hobby in the 60s and the 70s. We have a boom of those 132nd scale cars back in 2000s. Yeah. But now it's the time to sell more, to have more slot cars around. And that's
I think there is a long life for the slot cars.
Good.
Not like Jordi thought that.
Yeah, you see, Jordi was very negative about it. Jordi gave 5 years.
And he's a very good friend of mine.
It's great.
I don't know why he wants to.
He was on a bad day.
He
was on a bad day. I don't know. I thought it was very. Did you see that? You saw that, right? Jordi was very negative. Yeah, I gave him 5 years. Those guys are dying. I can't bring it no.
No, but because from one side I see that many people is back. Yeah, and this is so good, and many people knew, and this is, as you say, you have kids playing here.
Yeah, but today, not only kids, but today we have a guy named David, who is a very good customer of us, but he's starting, and he lives far away, so he comes when he can. And today he was there, and I say, "How is it going?" And his car was on the top of his box. I said, "Oh, not so good. Why?" "Oh, I have to change the pinion, and." And I noticed that for him it's like a half a day job to change the pinion because he's really starting. And I knew it would take like 5 minutes for my time. Yeah. So I took myself and I did it. Of course, I found more problems. It took like half an hour, but I finished. But I finished the car, and he was so happy that the car was working. He could test it. He could test it. But so that's the whole thing. Like that guy, I need to keep here because he's very enthusiastic about it. And if one day it's frustrating for him, like he's not gonna come back. It's gonna be a problem to change the pinion. So Todd was there too. Todd pointed the right parts, and I was there and took the pinion off. Yeah. Then I figured out that the motor was bad, and I have to come back here. He was waiting for me. It took half an hour, but it's done, and he's happy. So that's the whole thing. It's small things like that.
Yeah, that's the way.
That's the way. Yeah.
Yeah, and you are doing so great. So finally, we still cannot say nothing about our next future together. But
have a future together? Come on, Alberto. Your wife is waiting on the car.
Yeah. Your eyes
Constanza is there, just waiting. Oh my God, can't see more cars.
But I think that next time I want to bring here some production from stuff from the production because can be so useful if we can explain how hard it is to make one of these cars.
Oh yes. So kind of, because the first time that I spoke with Mauricio, we took like 3 hours and we spoke about a lot of production because I was very curious how he started. And I'm very curious about China, which is something that I never reached. And I know that you know a lot. And people in the comments, I don't know, I don't want to know about production, right? So I don't know if people are interested on that. I think, and there's also another thing. Sometimes when people are talking on the internet, I think they overshare. Not only ideas, but overshare things about production. Like, this car is not coming to the West because blah, blah, blah. Like, the final customer doesn't care. The final customer needs to know more about what are we doing, what are we going to race, what is exciting news.
So it's time to open a list for the different questions. So
different
people
down
the comments, what
if
you want to know.
If you post comments, it helps a lot.
Yeah.
But I remember doing
Please be so hard over Marco.
Yes, please. I'm still interrupting people, yeah. But I'm curious about production, but I don't think people are that curious. They want to know about the car.
Yeah.
Which explains that why the new car sells more than the rest of cars that we have here. Why is the new more like the new old car, because we're doing reproduction of old racing cars. And we have so many here in the back. Why we're not selling those? We need to sell the latest one. That's why how the public works, and I really don't know about the production thing, but if you want to bring it, sure. What do you think about the store? First time in Electric Dreams.
Yeah, amazing.
Cool, right?
I really like it. I really like how do you assemble all the parts together for cozy place.
It's still it's big and cozy, right?
Yeah.
You feel comfortable with it.
Yeah.
When we have races, it's pretty cool because normally we have sunny days. It's California, but today is just, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
But we have the side of the story, the side of the store. We put those artificial grass on it.
Yeah.
And instead of gasoline alley like Indy, we call electric alley. So we have tents around it, and all the racers stay there, and then they come to the track just to test the cars and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
You should next time be here on a big race, and you're gonna enjoy it.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
So I think I am the only guy that make 2 times this podcast. And
that's true. Yeah,
and
that's the first time. Yeah.
Let's make 3.
2 different languages.
In
so
different
next time in German. What about that? Next time in German, another location.
Yeah, don't make a joke because in the airport, one guy goes straight to me and speak in Germany. I say,
German?
Why? I say, you look like German. No,
good. Don't know. So you know that one thing was scary. I was in Nuremberg, and I went to dinner with Mauricio. And I know that Mauricio when I saw him speaking Spanish, was kind of crazy.
Yeah, no, he speaks so good.
Perfect. Yeah. So he speaks Italian, Spanish, English with me. And then we went to the restaurant. He looked at the waiter, and just started to order in German.
Yeah.
I didn't know. That was scary. Okay. So that man is smart.
So let's see. Thank you so much for this time.
Thank you for coming. I hope you really enjoy California. I hope you enjoy the little script that I put together for you to enjoy the places. I saw that you went to the Getty Villa, which is pretty cool.
Yes, it's pretty good. Very nice place. Yeah, I like it.
Glad you come. Glad you're here, and I hope to see you more often here at Electric Dreams, or in Madrid.
Oh, Madrid.
Well, I've been seeing you more than my mother this year, so.
Yeah, good.
Thank you, Alberto.
Okay, thank you so much.